Om Shanti. Today is Satgurubar, the 8th of May 2025. On this Thursday morning, let us listen to the Sakar Murli from our beloved Bab Dada. Bab Dada, Madhuban. Essence. Sweet children, become soul conscious and remember the Father, and you will accumulate the power of Yoga. With the power of Yoga, you can claim the kingdom of the whole world. Let's hear the essence once again on this Satgurubar. Baba says, sweet children, become soul conscious and remember the Father, and you will accumulate the power of Yoga. With the power of Yoga, you can claim the kingdom of the whole world. Today's question is, what was not in the thoughts or dreams of you children, but which has now become practical? In answer, Baba says, you never thought or dreamt that you would study Raj Yoga with God and become the masters of the world, or that you would study this study for claiming a kingdom. You now have the infinite happiness that you are receiving power from the Almighty Authority and are claiming the right to the self-sovereignty of a golden aged kingdom. So, what was never in our thoughts or dreams of we children which has now become practical? Baba says that you never thought or dreamt that you would study Raj Yoga with God, that we children would one day be studying Raj Yoga with God and become the masters of the world, or that you would study this study for claiming a kingdom. Baba says you now have the infinite happiness that you are receiving power from the Almighty Authority and are claiming the right to the self-sovereignty of a golden aged kingdom. Om Shanti. Baba says, you daughters are sitting here to practice this. In fact, it is those who are soul conscious and remembering the Father who should sit here, meaning on the Gaddi. So, Baba is telling, you daughters are sitting here to practice this. Practice Raj Yoga with God. Baba says it is those, in fact, who are soul conscious and remembering the Father who should sit here on the Gaddi. If she is not sitting in remembrance, she shouldn't be called a teacher. There is power in remembrance. There is no power in this knowledge. So, for the last few days, Baba has been running the Murli on Gyan and Yoga and the power of Yoga. So, Baba says there is power in remembrance. There is no power in this knowledge. This is called the power of Yoga. The expression power of Yoga is an expression the sannyasis use. The Father does not use difficult words. So Baba tells us that he does not use difficult words. The Father says, children, now remember the Father, just as little children remember their parents. Those are physical parents. You children are without images. You receive those images, that is bodies, here, meaning here in our corporeal world. Baba says, you children are without images, you receive those images or bodies here. You are residents of the world where there are no images. There are no images there, meaning in Paramdham. First of all, make it firm that you are souls. Baba says, therefore, the Father says, children, become soul conscious. Have the faith that you are souls. You come from the land of Nirvana. That is the home of all of you souls. You come here to play your parts. Who comes first of all? Your intellects are aware of this. No one else in the world has this knowledge. The Father says, forget all the scriptures etc. that you have been studying. People praise Sri Krishna and so much. They also praise Gandhi so much. That praise is as though he really did establish the kingdom of God before he left. So, Brahma Baba's Lokik life and Mahatma Gandhi's life were almost parallel to each other and running concurrently. So many times in the Murli, Baba also makes a mention of Gandhi. So Baba says they also praise Gandhi so much. That praise is as though he really did establish the kingdom of God before he left. However, God Shiva says, The laws that existed in the kingdom of the original eternal king and queen were established by the Father. So that was established by Shiv Baba. It was the Father who made them into the king and queen by teaching them Raj Yoga. Even those godly customs and systems were broken. Baba says he, that is Gandhi, said that he didn't want a kingdom, but that he wanted a government of the people, by the people. What state is that government in now? Baba asks. There is only sorrow and nothing but sorrow. They continue to fight and quarrel among themselves. There are many different opinions. You children are now claiming the kingdom by following Srimad. You have so much power that there are no armies etc. there. There is no question of any fear there, meaning in Satyug. It used to be the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. It was an undivided kingdom. Duality, which could have caused conflict, was not there. Duality meaning thinking of more than one God. So, since there was only one religion, the eternal, godly religion, there could not have been any other conflict. Baba says duality, which could have caused conflict, was not there. That is called an undivided kingdom. The Father makes you children into deities. Then, from being undivided, you were made into devils by Ravan. You children now know that you are residents of Bharat and were the masters of the whole world. So what do we children know? Baba says you children now know that you residents of Bharat were the masters of the whole world. You claimed the kingdom of the world with just the power of remembrance. So Baba says we children claimed the kingdom of the world with just the power of remembrance. You are now claiming that kingdom once again. You claim it every cycle with just the power of remembrance. There is also power in studying. Similarly, when someone becomes a barrister, he has that power. So Baba gives the example usually of barristers and surgeons. Baba says similarly when someone becomes a barrister, he has that power. However, what does Baba say? That power is worth a few pennies. You rule the whole world with the power of yoga. You receive power from the Father, the Almighty Authority. You say, Baba, we claim the self-sovereignty of the golden age from you every cycle. Then we lose it, and then we claim it again. You have received this full knowledge. Now, by following Srimad, we are claiming that kingdom of the elevated world. So Baba says the world also becomes elevated. So what has happened? Now by following Srimad, we are claiming that kingdom of the elevated world. The world also becomes elevated. It is only now that you have the knowledge of the Creator and creation. That means it is only in the confluence age that we have the knowledge of the Creator and the creation. Even Lakshmi and Narayan would not have the knowledge of how they claimed their kingdom. So what happens? Once we go into Satyug, we forget the past and make a new beginning, and Satyug becomes the Pralabdha for what we have done now. So Baba says even Lakshmi and Narayan would not have the knowledge of how they claimed the kingdom. You are now studying here, and you will then go and rule there. When someone takes birth in a good and wealthy home, it is said that he must have done good deeds and made donations and performed charity in his previous birth. You receive a birth according to the acts you have performed. So, this is the law of karma. Baba says, when someone takes birth in a good and wealthy home, it is said that he must have done good deeds and made donations and performed charity in his previous birth. You receive a birth according to the acts you have performed. This is now the kingdom of Ravan. Whatever acts people perform here, they are sinful. You have to descend the ladder. So now we are in the descending phase of the ladder. Even the ones who are the greatest and highest of all, of those who belong to the deity religion, have to come down the ladder. Baba says everyone has to go through the stages of Sato, Rajo and Tamo. Everything becomes old from new. You children should now experience limitless happiness. Why? Baba says you never thought or dreamt that you would become the masters of the world. The people of Bharat know that it used to be the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan over the whole world. They were worthy of worship and then became worshippers. It is remembered, those who were worthy of worship then became worshippers. So what is remembered? The saying that those who were worthy of worship then became worshippers. Baba says all of this should now be in your intellects. This play is very wonderful. No one knows how we take 84 births. So, Baba says we keep forgetting these things. No one knows how we take 84 births. In the scriptures, 8.4 million births have been written about. The Father says all of those things are lies on the path of devotion. This is Ravan's kingdom. It is only in the intellects of you children and of no one else what the kingdom of Rama is and what the kingdom of Ravan is. So, it is only we Brahmin children who understand what the kingdom of Rama is and what the kingdom of Ravan is. Baba says Ravan is burnt every year. Therefore, he is an enemy. The 5 vices are the enemies of human beings. So, what actually is Ravan? It is nothing but the 5 vices of the human beings. Baba says no one knows who Ravan is or why they burn him. Those who consider themselves to be residents of the confluence age are aware that they are now becoming the most elevated of all human beings. God is teaching us Raj Yoga and changing us from humans into Narayan, from corrupted human beings into elevated human beings. So what is Baba doing now at this confluence age? God, that is the Supreme Soul, is teaching us Raj Yoga and changing us from humans into Narayan, from corrupted human beings into elevated human beings. Baba says you children know that the highest on high, incorporeal God is teaching you. Therefore, you should have limitless happiness. Students in a school are aware that they are students. So, what are students aware? Baba says students in a school are aware that they are students. Those teachers who teach are common teachers. Baba highlights the word common teachers. Here, God is teaching you. Just imagine, God Himself is teaching us. Since you can claim such a high status through this study, Baba says you should study very well. It is so easy. You simply have to study for half to 3/4 of an hour every morning. So, it is only in Amrit Vela which Baba is asking us to sit and concentrate. So, Baba says you simply have to study for half to 3/4 of an hour every morning. Throughout the whole day, because you are busy at work or business, you forget to have remembrance. This is why you come here in the morning and sit in remembrance. You are told to remember Baba with a lot of love. You have come to teach us. We now know that you have come once again after 5,000 years to teach us. When children come here to Baba, Baba asks them, have we met before? Sages and sannyasis etc. would never ask this question. So how sweetly Baba is teaching us, and he is reminding us that he has come to us after 5,000 years to teach us, to make us from corrupt human beings into deities. So Baba says when children come here to Baba, Baba asks them, have we met before? Sages and sannyasis etc. would never ask this question. There, whoever wants to sit in those satsangs can go and do so. When people are seen to gather somewhere, many others go and join them. You now understand that you also used to listen. You also used to go and listen to the Gita and the Ramayana etc. with a great deal of happiness. You didn't understand anything at that time. So, we simply used to follow in a herd mentality. We never understood, but yet we used to go and join many others and listen to the Gita and the Ramayana. Baba says that was all the happiness of devotion. People continue to dance in happiness there, but they still continue to come down. There are many different types of Hatha Yoga etc. They do all of those for good health. So, people do Hatha Yoga and do many types of asanas etc. for good health. The Father explains, all of those are the customs and systems of the path of devotion. None of them knows the creator or creation. So what else remains? Look what you became by not knowing the creator or creation. And look what you are becoming by knowing the creator and creation. So Baba is telling us the contrast, that for 63 births we just kept coming down by doing devotion. Baba says, look what you became by not knowing the creator or creation, and look what you are becoming, that is in this one confluence age, by knowing Baba and knowing the knowledge. Look what you are becoming by knowing the creator and creation. Baba says, by knowing them you are becoming solvent, and by not knowing them, you same people of Bharat became insolvent. So Baba highlights the words solvent and insolvent. They continue to tell lies. So many things continue to happen in the world. So much gold and money, etc. is looted. You children now know, Baba says, you children now know that you will build palaces of gold there. Those who study to become barristers are aware inside of what they will do after they pass their examination. They will build a house, etc. Why does it not enter your intellects that you are studying to become the princess and princesses of heaven? There should be so much happiness. So Baba is again giving us a Lokik example and comparing that those who study to become barristers, etc., they are very clear in their mind as to what they will do after they pass their examination. They will build a house, etc. So Baba gives the example that they will do things to comfort their future. So similarly, Baba asks us, why does it not enter your intellects that you are studying to become the princes and princesses of heaven? And once we think on those lines, and we have the faith that we are going to become princes and princesses of heaven, there should be so much happiness. However, Baba says that happiness disappears as soon as you leave here. Meaning, the moment we stop listening to Baba, the happiness disappears. Baba says many young daughters occupy themselves with this knowledge. Their relatives don't understand anything, and they therefore say that a magic spell has been cast on them. So, Baba says many young daughters occupy themselves with this knowledge. However, their relatives don't understand anything, and they therefore say that a magic spell has been cast on them. They say that they will not allow their daughters to study. Under such circumstances, while you are still dependent on your parents, you have to listen to your parents. We, that is Baba, cannot take you. Otherwise, there would be a lot of conflict. There was so much conflict in the beginning. So, Baba does not force anybody into this knowledge. He says we should be yukti yukt. So, Baba says in such cases wherein parents do not allow their daughters to study until such time they are dependent on their parents, Baba says you have to listen to your parents. That is, we, Baba, cannot take you. A daughter would say that she is 18 years old, whereas her father would say that she is only 16 years old and that she is still dependent on him. He would fight in this way and take her away. So Baba is giving all the Lokik examples of how the Gyan started during the beginning of the Gyan. To be dependent on your father means that you still have to follow your father's orders. When you are an adult, you can do what you want. There are laws on this. Baba says it is also a rule here that when you come to the father, you have to bring a certificate, that is letter, from your physical father. Then the manners of each one are also observed. If their manners are not good, they are sent back home. It is the same in a game. If someone doesn't play well in a game, he or she is told to leave the game. They would make the team lose their honor. So Baba is comparing the Yajna or comparing the Gyan to a game, and if someone doesn't play well, he or she is told to leave the game because they would make the team lose their honor. So that's why Baba says you children know that you are now on a battlefield. The Father comes every cycle and enables us to conquer Maya. So Baba says even for joining the Gyan, one has to join it in a proper Vidhivat manner. So Baba says we do not force anybody, and if you are still dependent on your physical father, even in Gyan you are supposed to get a certificate from him that they are willingly allowing you to join this path. Baba says, you children now know that you are on a battlefield. The Father comes every cycle and enables us to conquer Maya. The main thing is to become pure. Souls have become impure through vice. The Father says, lust is the greatest enemy. It causes sorrow from its beginning through the middle to the end. Those who become Brahmins then go into the deity religion. Baba says, you Brahmins are number-wise. When moths go to a flame, some completely sacrifice themselves and die, while others simply circle around and fly off. When children come here, similarly, some sacrifice themselves to the flame completely, whereas others simply listen to this knowledge and then leave. Baba gives the example, earlier some even wrote in their own blood, Baba, I belong to you. In spite of that, Maya defeated them. There is so much battling with Maya. This is then called a battlefield. You understand that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is explaining the essence of all the Vedas and scriptures through Brahma. Many pictures have been made. The example of Narad also belongs to this time. All of you say that you will become Lakshmi or Narayan. The Father says, each of you should look within yourself and see if you are worthy. So, Baba says, we must introspect. We may fool everyone else, but we cannot fool our own selves. So that is why the Father says, each of you should look within yourself and see if you are worthy. Although our target is to become Lakshmi and Narayan, we must check ourselves. Baba says, check yourself to see that you don't have any vices. Everyone is a devotee, like Narad. That was just an example that was quoted. People on the path of devotion ask if they can marry Sri Lakshmi. The Father says no. Only when they listen to this knowledge would they be able to receive salvation. Only I, the purifier, can grant salvation to everyone. You now understand that the Father is liberating you from the kingdom of Ravan. Baba highlights the word liberating. He says, I am liberating you from the kingdom of Ravan. Those pilgrimages are physical. God speaks. Man manabhav. There is no question of stumbling around in this. All of that stumbling belongs to the path of devotion. For half a cycle, it is the day of Brahma, and for half a cycle, it is the night of Brahma. You understand that it is now to become the day. For half a cycle, for all of us, Brahma Kumars and Kumaris, we will be in the land of happiness. There will not be any devotion there. You children know that you are now becoming the wealthiest of all. Therefore, there should be so much happiness. All of you were like rough stones. Baba says, all of you were like rough stones. The Father is now putting you on edge, that is, to clean and polish you. Baba is also the jewel merchant. We must remember that Brahma Baba was a jeweler before Shiv Baba entered him and he joined this Gyan. According to the drama, Baba has taken an experienced chariot. A village urchin has been remembered. How could Sri Krishna have been that village urchin? Baba says he used to exist in the golden age. He is rocked in a cradle. He wears a crown. Why should he be called a village urchin? Village urchins would be dirty. You have now come here to become beautiful. The Father puts you on the cutting edge of this knowledge. So, the Father is sharpening us and polishing us to make we rough stones into diamonds. Only once in every cycle do you receive the company of the truth. All other company is false. This is why the Father says, hear no evil. Do not listen to such things that defame you and me. So Baba says, hear no evil. Do not listen to such things that defame you and me. Kumaris who come into this knowledge could say that they have a share in their father's property. Why should I not open a center for serving Bharat? A daughter has to be given away anyway in marriage. Normally, a father gives his daughter away in marriage. So Baba says, a daughter has to be given away anyway in marriage. Ask your father, give that share to me so that I can open a center and many will benefit. Create such tactics. So Baba says, use your yukti. This is your godly mission. You change those who have stone intellects into those with divine intellects. Those who belong to our religion will come. In the same family, those who are to be flowers of the deity religion will emerge, whereas others won't. It does take effort. So Baba says, not everyone will come into the Gyan. It will be number wise. In the same family, those who are to be flowers of the deity religion will emerge, whereas others won't. Baba says it does take effort. The Father purifies all souls and then takes them back home. This is why Baba has told you to explain the confluence age in the picture of the cycle. This side is the iron age and the other side is the golden age. In the golden age, there are deities, and in the iron age, there are devils. This is called the most auspicious confluence age. The Father makes you into the most elevated human beings. Those who study well will go to the golden age, whereas everyone else will go and stay in the land of liberation. So, this is Mukti and Jivan Mukti. Baba says those who study well will go on to the golden age, whereas everyone else will go and stay in the land of liberation. Then they will come down at their own time. The picture of the cycle is very good. You children should have the enthusiasm to do service, to do such service that you uplift the poor and make them into the masters of heaven. Acha to you, sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children. Love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to you, spiritual children, and we, the spiritual children, also say namaste to our spiritual father. Today's essence for dharana has 2 points. The first point, check yourself to see whether you are able to become like Sri Lakshmi and Sri Narayan. Do you have any vices in you? Baba asks, are you a moth who circles around or a moth who sacrifices yourself? Check that your manners are not such that you would cause the Father's honor to be lost. Second point, in order to stay in limitless happiness, remember the Father early in the morning with a lot of love and study well. Baba says God is teaching you and making you into the most elevated human beings. Maintain the intoxication that you are at the confluence age. We are not in Kali Yuga, but we are now at the confluence age. Today's blessing, may you become an image of experience and reveal the Father with your experience of all virtues. Let's hear the blessing once again. Baba says, may you become an image of experience and reveal the Father with your experience of all virtues. Baba explains, become experienced in all the virtues that you sing of the Father. As the Father is the ocean of bliss, move along in the waves of the ocean of bliss. Give whoever comes into connection with you the experience of bliss, love, happiness and all virtues. Become an embodiment of all virtues in this way, and the Father's image will be revealed through you, because only you, great souls, your images of experience can reveal the Supreme Soul. Finally, the slogan for today, transform reason into solutions and accept inauspicious things as auspicious. It's a very powerful slogan on this Thursday. Let's hear that again. Baba says, transform reason into solutions and accept inauspicious things as auspicious. Om Shanti. In the Avyakt signal, for this month, imbibe the personality of spiritual royalty and purity. Today's point is, the lives of Brahmins and the donation of life is purity. The original and eternal form is purity. When you are aware that you are originally a pure and eternal soul, that awareness means that you too have the power of purity. Let's hear that sentence again. Baba says, when you are aware that you are originally a pure and eternal soul, that awareness means that you too have the power of purity. Souls who are embodiments of remembrance and embodiments of power are souls with the original sanskars of purity. Therefore, Make your original sanskars emerge and imbibe the personality of purity. Acha, Om Shanti.